So I'm Stefan, I'm from Feuerland, and we do games since 10 years. I think some of you know some of our games like Terra Mystica and Ark Nova. And so according to these two games, I'm bringing two new things that we now have. We have on the one side Age of Innovation. It's the Terra Mystica game. I will start with that. And after that, I will show you the first expansion of Ark Nova, the Marine World. Yeah, so that's what I've with me. So to start, I expect that most of you already know Terra Mystica. I won't explain Terra Mystica in detail. So for the most thing is the question, what is different now? So the most important thing, what is different, is that our boards are now double layered, and you can combine the landscape where you work on. You have some starting bonus for each landscape. This is also different. You have your skills. So you build the forest lizards, or you build, for example, the forest omar, and they have different possibilities. So, for example, the forest lizard starts with additional steps on the science track. And every time he builds a city, he is allowed to get one spade for free and build a workshop for free. So this is his ability. While the Omar, we put it on the yellow one, the Omar starts with a white tower. So the white tower is an additional building that he can use. So it helps for building cities, and it helps for getting the most buildings on the plan. And you get some income from that. So that makes much more variability in the game. In the original Terra Mystica, you had the 14 forks that you can play, and now you can combine your own things. Additionally, also the palace is not the same. You can also exchange the palace. So here, for example, it's more modular, and you have more variety. And so obviously, this game mainly hits the Terra Mystica fans. So if you have played lots of Terra Mystica, then this is something really new and you are excited. If you haven't played Terra Mystica at all, of course you can also start with that. That's absolutely okay. And so here I have some other palace things. So here you, for example, you get points for each workshop that you build and some income. But it could also be a different income and allow you to fly from one space to another, like the fakirs in the base game. Or here you get money income and a one-time boost. So this is one of the major changes. And the other major change is that we have a new resource. We have books as a resource in 4 different colors. And with books, you can build innovation. So the name Age of Innovation must come from somewhere. And so these are the innovations. Need to be paid at least 5 books for them. And we have different innovations, some that give you a boost during the game. Like here you get shipyard, gain 1 on the track, gain 1 on the spades track, and get a science man. So that helps you to be faster in the game. But we also have kind of end scoring things. You get 1 time the scoring for all your workshops. And so you're hitting this mostly in the later rounds, of course. And we also have some white buildings you can get on the innovation. So the yellow player already built this innovation and get this white palace over here. So he could directly build a city with the white building, and additionally gets a one-time effect, some power and power income. So as you can see, there are some other innovations that lead to actions that you can take every turn, and so this kind makes it also every time very different. How to get the books? There's one thing. When you build a school or a university, it's the same that you get some competences. And with the competences come steps on the science track or books. So this is every time a little bit different. It's in the original base game, you know, if you take the money, you get 1 step in that color. It's always the same. Now it's also here modular. I've bring that with me. So these competences are shuffled on the board. And now with this competence, I get 2 books 2 white books and a white step. With this competence, I get 3 white steps. And so in the beginning of the game, if you want to grab books, the lower competences are more interesting. Yeah. And so it's every time different. How much do I want to play with this competence or the other? So we heard from a lot of Terra Mystica players that they said, I have my best thing. I always start with that. So here you need to think different. So I think these are the main changes from the game.
You have many time.
We have plenty of time.
Yes.
Okay. With the books.
Exactly 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
If with the books, you don't. You not only make the innovations. We have also here variable action fields that be paid by books. So if you look here, it's the same power actions as in the Terra Mystica game. So nothing changed here, but this is new. And here you say you pay books to get steps on the science track, or you pay a book just to exchange a workshop into a guild. And here you pay books to get victory points for all the guilds that you have built. So it's also, as this changes from per game to game, so you don't have always the same possibilities to improve, and you need to see how it is working. You can get books not only from schools and universities. You can also get books from building a city. So with the city tiles, I haven't brought one with me, but I think you can imagine. And of course, on the round bonus tracks, you can also get some books. So I would say this is what I've roughly prepared. I hope I gave you a short overview, and I say a great thank you to all the Terra Mystica fans out there.
Yeah. Then how many factions is here?
We have 14 different factions. We have 7 colors, of course. It's kind of the same as in the base game, as you can see here. And we have 20 palace functions. So a lot to combine. Yeah. And if you start the game, usually we say we just put some things together, and you choose, but not the palace functions. So they lay out, and the first player who places a palace takes one of the palace functions that is available. And this is also an interesting thing. So if I want this one, so I need to build my palace in a early part of the game. There is a second possibility to play. So if you're a little familiar with Age of Innovation, you could also have a drafting mode for the different things. So now, then you have the colors and some of the factions and some of the palaces, and then you just say, okay, I like to take this one first, and so on. So also 2 different options to play the game.
Yeah. If the Terra Mystica fans play this game, it's really very to learn easy, right?
It's very easy to learn. Yeah, we wrote the rule, and everything which is different from Terra Mystica is signed. So if you want to read the rule as a Terra Mystica knower, you just look for these signs and say, this is one thing I need to read, so this is one thing I need to read. So it's a short rule. In changes, I would say 70% is the same, and maybe 30% are new rules, and so it makes it very easy to learn. But I need to say, I have played a lot of Terra Mystica's games before, and this one is kind of new and to me very interesting and hard to manage in the beginning. So it's really something new where you can be happy with. Okay, shall we change to Agnova Marine World?
Somebody doing a Korean translation? Or?
Is it presented in English?
In English.
Yeah, it's fine for me. I just was asking. Okay.
Now,
so it's nice to be back with you.
Yeah.
and I was very excited about your invitation. So thank you to have me here. Agnova expansion. We have two major changes. So one major change is with the action cards. It's still the same action cards, but they have a little boost. We can take one. Shall I bring one here? So, for example, this animal card is not only the standard animal card, but in addition, if you have no animal card in your hand, you can hunt for the next animal card. Hunter 4, so you take the next 4 cards and see and choose one of the animals that's in there. And how do we get these cards? At the beginning, there is a drafting mode. So you get 3 cards, take one, draft the other 2s, take one again, and then you have 3 cards again. And then you choose 2 of these cards. So you play with 3 of the standard cards that you know from the base game, and you play with 2 of the new cards. So it makes it asymmetric. Every of these cards is singular. So we have 20 new action cards with 20 new abilities, and so each game is a little bit different, and you need to see, oh, how can I use my better action card, my improved action card in the best way to see how I can go. So you have another example from the animal card. So as you can see, the animals are different. So with this animal card, for the first animal, you pay 2 less. And if you improve to site 2, you have the possibility to pay 2 to get 1 attraction. So in the beginning of the game, usually money is the limiting resource, and it's good to have the animals cheaper. But at the later part of the game, the money isn't that interesting anymore, and you want to make money into points here, into attraction points, and so it helps there. So these are the different cards, and always on the second side they get more powerful. So this is the one big change that we have. On the other side, again, we need to see why it's named Marine World. And for the Marine World, we have a new class of animals. So we have the marine animals. And most of the marine animals can only live in aquariums. So it's different. Sorry. So it's different from the usual game. You can't put it in a standard of size 1. This is just for the size of the animal. And this is one space in an aquarium. So here are the new aquariums. You have a 5 and a 2 aquarium, and you are allowed to build it with the blue side. So you can build it from the beginning of the game. You should be able to start with marine animals. But again, you are only allowed to build once every time. 1 of the 2 and 1 of the 5, and you have not space for more than 7 of your markers for marine animals. So we have some new effects on this card we can also show. First, we have a reef effect. So this time you get the 3 attraction, and you get the 2 attraction from the reef effect, making 5. So why is it split up? Because if you play another animal with a reef effect, you get the new reef effect and all your old reef effects. So you can mark a card, and you can. It's also a new thing I don't explain here, and you get again the 2 attraction for this. And that's also why it's limited how many marine cards you can play. You can't trigger the effect too often. So some of our marine animals can still live in a standard. So a penguin you can see, but they can also live in an aquarium. So this is like the old, as you know, as the birds and the reptiles that can live in both a standard or special. This is the same here for the penguins. So of course these are not the only new cards. There are a lot of new cards also from the standard, like standard animal types like the monkeys or bears and stuff like that. So now if you wonder, you say, there's additional cards, how do it work? I put all the new cards into the deck, so they are added to the deck, and now the deck is bigger. And to keep the flow, we also have this wave symbol on most of the marine cards. This wave symbol means if on place 6 such a wave symbol appear, you take the card from place 1, get it out of the game, and just take the next card from the draw pile. So it's a little bit faster. The cards are moving a little bit faster on the track. And so you see kind of, I have this kind of same possibility if you say, I'm just searching for a monkey. When does the next monkey appear? And I will grab it. And so it's kind of the same pace, even if there are more cards. As we do all the cards shuffle in the game, there are of course also new sponsor cards, and there are new new cards for the Artenschutz. I don't know the English word at the moment. Sorry for that. And as you can see here, there are also new availability, new things that you can earn, and new requirements that you have. So here you need 2 primates. And with the 2 primates, the first one is allowed to choose, take the two points, and is allowed to choose one of the different effects. So this effect here on the right side is searching for a monkey. So I go through the draw pile, and the next monkey symbol that is in there, that I get it. So what else is new? We have a new board with it. So why is this? Because there is a new university. There's a university for animal classes. So as always, if you take a university, you take this university and it's out for this round until the next pause. But you don't take this to your board. You choose one of the others. And on these, there is again one science, one symbol of the animal class, and a search symbol. So you get one of the animal class and you directly search for another card with that symbol. So in the early part of the game, to do the project, and I see I need 2 of these symbols. I have one with my university. I get the second one in hand, and the chance to have 2 early in the game is bigger than it was before. So these are some new effects. What else do we have? I just placed very far out here. There are more. I don't put all what's in the box. Some of the new bonus tiles. So for example, here is a new bonus tile. Grab it and show it to you. This new doesn't work. I'm not in. Now I'm in here. Thank you, Hans. This bonus tile, for example, gets you 1 card directly, and you have additionally 1 more card in hand for the rest of the game. So also something very different to the bonuses that we had before. Or the other one, just keep it here. Or the other one is you get 3 end scoring cards and you discard 3 end scoring cards. So if you are not happy with the 2 end scoring cards you get at the beginning, you just look in the others and say, okay, this is better for me. And last but not least, we have some we have some wood components in there, but the wooden components doesn't change the game. They just replace wooden components that are in the base game. So I don't need to explain in detail, I think.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Hans. It was a pleasure.